So, hello everyone, it's RiggyRob here, and we're starting our first installment of the Advance Wars Dual Strike stream. Let's go. We're going to do a normal campaign, and there are some people who do perfect runs of this, but I don't think that's fun, because basically if you know what's going to happen, it's just not fun. It's like you're playing a tutorial, and people don't enjoy watching that. I think half the fun of this game is being able to react to what the AI has done, and then be able to say, well, actually, I beat the AI because we did this and this and this. So we're just going to do a normal campaign. We bought this on the DS Virtual Console on Wii U quite a while ago. I actually should have waited until my Nintendo came out, so we got the gold coins for it, but oh well.
Can you talk me through it though, because I don't really understand what it is.
Oh yeah, I'll just mention Pimmsy's here as well, so she'll be sort of a silent watcher.
Yeah, but
depending.
I'm playing on Bloons Tower Defense, so I'm not paying much attention.
Yeah, so she might pop in every now and then, and I'll sort of explain the game to her and to any of you guys as well if you don't know about it. So essentially, Dual Strike is the third in the Advance Wars series. Advance Wars 1 and 2 came out, I think, in 2003.
Yeah, but what is it? Is it like a Fire Emblem type?
Oh
style,
yeah,
or?
yeah. It's a strategy game, all based around sort of armies and being able to manage your units very well and so
like
on.
Fire Emblem, then.
But it's different in that when your units die, they're not permanently dead. You can always make more.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a different what's the word? Contrast between the two. So let's go ahead. Mission 1. So you'll find that in Dual Strike, some people from the previous games will return. So that's Rachel and Nell. Nell is sort of the tutorial person for the first game and the second game as well. And Rachel is her younger sister. So it's a nice segue into being able to say, well, actually, Rachel doesn't know all of the tricks to the trade, so she needs to go through tutorial session as well. So what happens to be the setup for this game is that Black Hole are basically the enemy army, and they're sort of a loose interpretation of Nazis. And that is a bit of a strange thing to see in a Nintendo game, but, you know, it's what they've decided to go with.
Well, isn't Nintendo Japanese?
Yeah, exactly. You'd be surprised. You'd think they wouldn't make lots of references to World War II in their games, but...
Yeah, we want to avoid that again.
Yeah. So, what happens is Orange Star represents Europe, Blue Moon represents Russia, Green Earth represents America, and Yellow Comet represents Japan, and then you have Black Hole coming in and representing Nazi Germany, I guess.
Representing a few people from my old hometown.
So yeah, the basic setup for this is that Black Hole has been driven out of the Macro Land and I think Cosmo Land were the two setups for the first and second games. But now we're in Omega Land, and Black Hole has suddenly got a new army, and they're attacking the Allied nations, which is made up of Orange Star, Blue Moon, Green Earth, and Yellow Comet. So we're introduced to these two new characters, Rachel and Jake, who is a rookie commanding officer, or CO. And this is basically just the quick setup to say Rachel's got a lot to learn from her older sister now, but she's still, I guess, more experienced than Jake is. She's got a specific ability where she can... her CO power is to increase the luck of her unit's attack power.
Seal power.
CO power.
Okay.
Yeah, not seal power.
She's got a ball on her nose. What's going on?
So yeah, so the first few missions are sort of a tutorial mission, and that's to be expected because a lot of people wouldn't have played this style of game when it came out on DS in 2005. But I really like it. It's sort of the most fun Advance Wars game, I think.
Have they brought out any since then?
They brought out Days of Ruin, which was also on DS, but since then, there has not been a single Advance Wars game. It's skipped the 3DS and the Wii U, which is a bit strange.
They might put it on the NX.
Yeah, they might do. But the fact that it skipped an entire generation is a bit strange itself. The main reason for that is that instead of Advance Wars, we got Codename Steam. So, yeah, you can see...
And that worked out so well.
The problem is that Advance Wars is more of a Western appealing series. It does a lot better in the West than Japan.
The Project Steam, or whatever it was
Codename
shit.
Steam.
Yeah, it was shit.
It wasn't bad. I'm playing through it now, and it's pretty good. It's just that the art style's a bit bad, and it's just
a bad game.
It's not what we wanted, I guess I'd say. So.
We being humanity.
We being Advance Wars fans.
Okay.
So I would be all up for another Advance Wars games on 3DS, but it just never happened. So. But anyway, we are going to go through the first tutorial mission, and Rachel is basically explaining to Jake, oh, this is how you move units, and this is how you attack, and so on. So this is a mech unit, and these are basically bazooka infantry, and these are powerful against tank units, as Rachel is explaining now. But they sort of have a limited movement, and they're not as useful as infantry, I guess, because they're 3 times the cost. And that'll come in later when you get a lot of resource management later. But for now, in the first few missions, you'll sort of get a set number of units, and you have to sort of work out the best way to use them. So it's sort of like a puzzle game almost. So yeah, if you can attack first with a mech unit against tanks, it's always better because you can deal like half their health of damage straight away, and then you can finish them off with the tanks.
Are tanks really slow though? Or is
No,
it
they're not.
a speed thing?
Tanks are actually one of the more effective units in Advance Wars because you'll find that they're fairly cheap to make. They're only 7,000, which is just over twice the price of a mech unit. And some units, some COs rather, have quite a good ability with tanks where, for example, Jake's firepower with tanks is increased by, I think, maybe 10%? I'm not too sure on it, but it gives him a significant advantage on using tanks than any other CO.
Is that not cheating?
No, because other COs all have different abilities. So one CO called Grit has increased infantry.
Grit?
Yeah, Grit. Grit.
How mediocre. It's mediocre. It's very basic, isn't it?
No, I like it. It's a down-to-earth name. So Grit has increased range and firepower with artillery units, so artillery and rockets. And other COs such as Max have more increased firepower with direct units, but they have a disadvantage of they can't use rockets and artillery units very well. So, right, let's see. So one of the main, I guess, strategic elements of this game is, well, all of the games actually, is capturing cities. The more cities you capture, the more funds you get.
Isn't that the same with like every game?
Well, I guess, but not in sort of these basic terms. Cities provide good defensive cover, and they also provide funds for you to be able to equip your army. So they create units, they heal units, so being able to capture a load of cities is quite useful. And certain COs have the ability to... Hachi, I think is the name, has the ability to create to create units out of cities.
So he hatches the seals? I didn't realise that was how it worked.
It's not how it works. Shush you. But yeah, I am actually skipping through the dialogue, what she's saying, but I think I should actually read through it next time, because
Really?
it makes a...
It's boring.
It is boring,
They
but...
got me monologuing!
Yeah, but, you know, people like being able to see what the dialogue actually is. So I think I'll probably read through the dialogue from the next mission onwards.
Oh, good luck with that. I'm going to sit here and watch balloons destroying my base.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why is it in Bloons Tower Defense are balloons lethal weapons?
I don't know.
Like, balloons should not be lethal. They pop.
Yeah. So this is a fairly standard mission to get through. It's basically, you've got a tank, so you can destroy all of the units in your way. It's a nice way of easing you into being able to move units and ending turns and capturing cities and so on.
Have you ever heard about conditioning?
Conditioning?
Yeah.
What's conditioning?
It's basically training somebody by, you know, every now and again, just giving them a little tidbit so that they eventually do something the way that you want them to do.
Okay, so how is that affecting you?
It's negative. It's sort of like you can get somebody to manipulate somebody by just, say, complimenting them every day, and then eventually they'll ask you to do them a favour, and it'll only be minor, so you'll think, oh yeah, okay, they're the only one that actually gives a damn about me.
Oh yeah, it's like if you ask someone to do you a favour, they like you more than if you done them
exactly.
a favour.
But then eventually what'll happen is they'll say, but you did this the other day, don't you normally do this? Is that not allowed? Should I tell somebody? So I think you're being conditioned.
Maybe.
Darling.
But anyway, we managed to S-rank the first mission. Yes!
No!
And one of the neat things for Advance Wars Dual Strike is that you actually get experience to level up your COs with as well. So then you can add skills to them, so it's actually quite handy.
Oh.
It adds a bit of a... not an RPG element, because that's what Fire Emblem deals with mainly, but it's, you know, it's customization, it's pretty good.
Balloons just destroyed me.
We'll save data slot 1. So mission 1 is complete.
Too much.